Once again, I welcome you to this session of English poetry. I'm thankful to you for sparing your time. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for sharing my views. Thank you for listening my poetry. Now the poetry that is under consideration is entitled as One Day When I Was in a Mango Orchard. One day when I was in a mango orchard. It has got 13 stanzas and I will divide it into two episodes. First episode will be up to 8 stanzas and the next will be from 9 to 13 stanzas. Before reciting this poem, let me give you a little of background. During our childhood days, my grandfather would always take me and my elder brother, Dr. Parmanand Gupta, to his weekly parleys to our agriculture fields. And one day in that very course, he took us to village Kolhana, and on our way back, he also took us to an orchard. It was a mango orchard, and the Malik of that mango orchard was Pitambar Mali. Number one. Number two. See, number two, the essence of this poet is in those days, the relations between people are very sweet. When I and my elder brother, Dr. Parmanand Gupta, were in the orchard with my grandfather as guests to Pitambar, Pitambar, without sharing anything with my father, he took a bucket and, and climbed up the mango trees and filled that bucket with mangoes, climbed down on the earth, and then he unfolded his dhoti around him, and then he tied one end of the dhoti to the bucket and threw that bucket into the in the pond, into the well, and the water level was so up that half of the dhoti was merely inside the well, and in that only the bucket was deep into the water. He wanted to fetch water in the bucket filled with mangoes in order to clean them, and in that particular parley is there to उनको ठंडा करने वास्ते. That's. And me and my elder brother, Parmanand Gupta, we relished those full bucket of mangoes, I think only in 5 minutes. And my father, with pride, proud, and a deep sense of happiness in his mind, was looking from a distance, seeing that my two young grandsons are enjoying mangoes. So, this poem demonstrates three things: that the love between people in those days was good. Number two, virtually every village had mango gardens. And number three, the water level, below ground, underground water level in those days was merely, say, around 10 feet or so. Which in contrast today, all wells have gone dry. All wells have gone dry when I visited my village. You may go to garden, orchard, mango garden, nobody will welcome you, and that is a distant thing that they will welcome you with free mangoes. And the relations in families have dried up so much that a grandfather is seldom in the company of his grandsons. Sorry to say that. Now, I recite this poem One Day When I Was in a Mango Orchard, episode 1 of this poem in up to 8 stanzas. At a very short distance from my village Moina in Balaghat Tehsil district Faridabad, there was still smaller village called Kolena, wherein there was a lush green sprawling mango garden with several trees and all trees fully laden with mangoes during the months of April, May and June. My magnanimous grandfather, late Lala Fakir Chand's friend, one Pitambar, was the caretaker of the garden. I was immensely delightful to, to be to be there in supernatural ambience along with my father and along with my brother. And before proceeding further to the third stanza, I dedicate this poem to the sweet memories of my grandfather Lala Fakir Chand, as also to the great memories of my elder brother who was only 2 years senior to me, Parmanand, whom I call as Dr. Parmanand. He was a scholar during his primary school examinations and days. He was a scholar in his middle school examinations. He was a scholar in 10th up to high school examinations. And he was a scholar in pre-university class in those days in DAV College, Jalandhar. And he was a scholar in BSc Honours class in Crodimal College in Delhi University. He was a scholar during MSc in Indian Institute of Technology, New Delhi. He was also a scholar and an outstanding researcher during his PhD days in IIT Delhi. And he was such a great scholar that he could win this scholarship, so-called Commonwealth scholarship, one scholarship in one subject. He got that scholarship in physics and went to Loughborough University in London in UK near London. And thereafter, it's a great matter of pride for me that he was selected as a staff member, faculty member in the Department of Communications in world famous Institute of India, Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore. And thereafter he joined the Department of Communications in Government of India, and unfortunately he died abruptly due to heart attack when he was merely 62 years old, that is only 2 years after retirement. For me, he was my teacher, for me he was my elder brother, for me he was my father, for me he was my mentor, and for me he was more than a saint, a sadhu, and I just cannot describe his personality towards me. He loved me so much, and I devote this poem to the sweet memories of my elder brother, Dr. Parmanand Gupta. Third stanza. One of my elder brother Parmanand, who along with my grandfather, we all three were the esteemed guests of Pitambar, the honor and caretaker of that mango orchard, sat on a wooden cot called Khat nearby a kacha well in the premises of that mango orchard garden. Fourth, overtaken by the flood of hospitality laden emotions, overtaken by the flood of hospitality laden emotions, Pitambar, the Malik of the garden, caught hold of an empty tin bucket called balti and straight kind of choicest of the mango trees dotted and littered with with juicy mangoes, packed these to overcrowd the brims of that bucket. Pitambar, now next, Pitambar, as gorgeous he was in courtesy, unfurled his sandy brown dhoti from his groins, unfurled his brown dhoti as his ground, improvised it as a cord rassi, and tucked it with the mangoes filled bucket to lower it into the kacha well so as to wash and refresh the mangoes. Sixth para. Straight Pitambar walked down to us with enthusiasm, filled with joy and emotions, squirting directly from his heart, squirting directly from his heart, and was obviously immersed in thoughts and actions. His only motto was to instill happiness in my grandfather's eyes, bright, glowing like a pearl, with love for his grandsons. Seventh, me and my elder brother, Dr. Parmanand, bounced upon the bucket of mangoes, filled with mangoes and water, to choose mangoes one after another. As soon as the bucket was all plundered of mangoes by two of us within a short span of time of 5 to 10 minutes. Eighth stanza. My grandfather was happy onlooker who did not take even one mango from the bucket, but was gazing in ecstasy, was gazing in a vast ocean of ecstasy, personal ecstasy. Certainly his joy was more than that of his grandsons. Thank you so much.